Hi everyone, I'm CCYamato. This is the third episode of Cardcaptor Sakura, the clear cards. Based on the preview from last week, we know that it's the Aqua and the Reflect episode. I don't expect there to be a whole lot of filler in this one because those chapters are pretty tight. I would at most expect that Aqua and Reflect will both get some extensions to their fight, but overall I don't expect anything particularly surprising to come out of these. So I'm going to go find out, and you guys are going to find out right now. I took notes this time. Alright, so that was the third episode, and I was exactly right. It is exactly Aqua and Reflect, almost shot for shot, frame for frame of manga translated. And I was also right, yes, they extended it a little bit, but not a whole lot. The Aqua fight included her climbing on top of the penguin statue to seal the card, and the Reflect fight added just a whole lot of mist gales. So there were no surprises in this one. If you follow the manga, this is exactly. But if you don't follow the manga, then it goes like this, where they go to school, she shows off the siege card and explains to Shaoran, and then it starts raining. They go home and they encounter Aqua, or Sakura and Tomoyo alone encounter Aqua, and then she goes home, and then the next day she encounters Reflect right after cheerleading practice. So yeah, there really wasn't anything else. They also throw in the thing right at the end where she falls asleep and meets the cloaked figure again, and then rather than end the episode on that cliffhanger like they do in the manga, they actually resolve it right at the end to show her, you know, she wakes up and she's like, that person is like the same height as me. Yeah, they are about the same height. It's kind of a clue as to who it probably is. Every shot of Tomoeda's school is ridiculous. This school's design, what is their budget for their landscaping and their building and everything? It's like, everything's hardwood floors there. Hardwood is expensive, but their cafeteria is huge. It's just got a buffet in the center of it, and then it's just got all the eating areas. It's like, this really is way too much for a middle school. I think I would have enjoyed middle school if my middle school was shaped like that. The animation, I said I wasn't going to talk about animation, but the animation got a little wonky at times. Like there's a frame where Kiro's head is like really lumpy. It's like, I feel like you could have just used a stencil and made it round. Things that keeps sticking out to me throughout these episodes is that a lot of characters, like their sclera disappear, so it makes it look a lot more like the manga, but that wasn't really a thing that happened in the original Cardcaptor Sakura. They were pretty consistent with giving everyone eye whites, but in this case, they come and go fairly regularly. If it's not like an up to the face shot, like they are removed, and even then, like sometimes they still miss it. And I don't know if that's one of those things where like they're going to clean it up for the Blu-ray, or if that's just an artistic choice they're sticking with. But it's something that sticks out at me as something that's distinct about this series. And one more note on color. This has been kind of a buzz about Sakura's hair. It's definitely redder, even blonder than it ever was before. Now Sakura's hair has always been sort of inconsistent in its color based on if you're looking at the manga, or if you're looking at, depending on the episode of the anime, or if you're looking at like promotional art. Her hair color has always been somewhat inconsistent, but comparing frames from the old series and the new series, yes, I do definitely say I see what you're talking about. Her hair is definitely a lot lighter than we're probably used to. I am going to go out on a limb and say that she's not coloring her hair. That's just the color scheme that they've decided to go with in this series. Personally, it's one of those things where I noticed it, but I'm also not put off by it because, like I said, Sakura's hair color has never been 100% consistent throughout the series. It's always been various shades of brown, but now it's more distinctly, I guess I want to say it's reddish, but it's if it's still considered brown, it's about as light as you can possibly be without being blonde. Other things. So one of the things that they don't have in this episode that does occur in these chapters is they have that scene where Sakura is holding her Sakura book, and they draw in all the spirits of the cloud cards, or of the original cloud cards, looking at her, probably silhouetted if they had done it in animation. They don't do it here. They don't have that scene. You kind of have an abridged version of that scene in the previous episode, and I'm going to guess that the reason they don't do it literally is because in the manga you only had 19 to draw, and in this one in the anime you've got 53. So I can understand why they maybe don't have that in there. Now, I keep coming back to animation, but okay, this is the first episode where we get the full key summoning animation, like, you know, like what's traditional, where she has the key and does the thing with her hands, and then the magic circle shows up, so it's all there. This is the first whole version of it. Last episode kind of had a little bit of an abbreviated version. We also have her new card summoning animation in full, so we got both of those. Those both look great. Moreover, like, I guess when it comes to capturing or securing in this case, like, Sakura has taken up parkour, it seems, because now all of her captures seem to involve her running up a vertical surface and then, you know, capturing the card. I don't know, all of these clear cards have taken a note from Obi-Wan Kenobi and have taken the high ground on all of these captures. This happened in the manga, and I kind of forgot this happened in the manga, but, like, people disappear when clear cards show up. It's kind of like how in the Sakura arc where Ariel would just magically make people stay away, or, like, you know, conveniently no one would ever be around whenever they needed to transform a Sakura card. Well, in this case, not only is there no one around when Reflect shows up, but they were literally there 2 seconds ago, and then just suddenly they're gone. And like I said, that actually happened in the manga too. I forgot that's how it happened in the manga. It brings up weird thoughts about how this series is really being paced. Like, I would really think at this point I'd be really disappointed if we were to find out later that, like, everything's a dream and that it's some kind of altered reality where like the person controlling it can just control the aspects at will. But I still don't think that's exactly where it's going, especially because Sakura keeps falling asleep into deeper levels, unless this is some sort of Inception thing. But I think it would be really disappointing if that was how it goes. So I think it's more like whoever is controlling this magic is just conveniently poofing people out of the way so that Sakura doesn't have to worry about them. Because as of right now, she doesn't have a card that she'll get later. And I'm avoiding spoilers for future stuff, but if you watch my manga videos, you know what card I'm talking about that she gets later. But yeah, that's it. That's the third episode. Everything, as always, checks out really great. The next episode, we're finally going to get Akiho introduced. I thought it was kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of silly that the preview episode doesn't even show Akiho. It just says, oh, we've got a new transfer student, and then it shows her legs walking in. But it's like, if you've been following the manga, you know. If you follow any of the Japanese Twitters, you know what she looks like. It's not really that much of a reveal coming up, but whatever. I guess there are some people who are probably watching the anime who haven't kept up with the manga and have tried to keep themselves as clean as possible, which means I'm just going to assume that none of them are watching these videos, in which case I could say horrible things about you, but good on you for trying to stay completely as out of the loop as possible. I can appreciate wanting to be surprised. It's not something I care about anymore. But that's it. That's the third episode. I look forward to the next episode next week. Until then, I'm just going to keep up with the Crunchyroll thing, and I'm going to push the releases of these videos back to probably a day so that there's less pressure on people to, like, hurry up and watch the episode before they watch this. So I will see you next week sometime on Sunday, and that's it. I've got other videos in the works. I'll see you then. Bye.